Bryce. He's going to be our model today from going from male to female. First thing you need to know about is the differences in the face between the male and the female. In the male, there's a sharp jaw here, very prominent jaw here. Where in the female, it's very soft here. The chin is also very prominent, where in the female, it's more shaped in. The distance between the nose and the upper lip on a female is much shorter. A female also has much more prominent cheeks, a smaller nose, and a much wider eye. The most important part of the face that's a difference is right above the eyebrow. That ridge occurs in males and not in females. So what we're going to have to do in one of our techniques is to get rid of that bridge, make that nose smaller, make that nose shorter, make that area shorter between, make this face look rounder, make this chin look smaller, the lips larger, make this whole face look much smaller and more feminine. The first thing that we're going to do to start the system here is to use an old drag queen technique, and that's a face taping that will take some years off the person's face, but also do a couple of things to open up the eyes and to bring the cheekbones out and be more prominent, and also to take the area away from the jawline and also into the neck area. For the taping, we're going to need 3 products. The first is a roll of Blenderm tape. It's waterproof and clear and non-stretchy. Our wig cap, and the third item is a liquid bandage. Everything has to anchor on something. There's nothing there to hold it. So we have to create an anchor point, and we're going to use this wig cap here, high in the front, low in the back. Okay, so anchoring the tape onto the skin firmly and onto the cap, following down as low as we can, and then we cut. So now we have a secure point with the cap. Do a spot here of the liquid bandage, dead center, here and here. We attach as high as possible because we don't want this showing, and then we pull back, and in the back, the barrier around, we are now going to anchor it. In this arch here, we want to create an arch which is going to open up the eye. So I'm going to put the tape here and pull that up. The brow area is now covered. The eye is opened. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Next thing we're going to do is, what happens with the males is the skin starts dropping in here. As they age, the skin comes down and covers it. So what we're going to do is try to bring that out a little bit. So we're going to put this right down in here. Here, to the tape, to the anchor. This is an extra little tape I do on just to hold everything from moving. And now the last is the neck. We're going to go high here. Again, we don't want that showing under the wig. Because of how young you are, it may not have made that much of a difference. But for someone else, it could make a world of difference. And that's the new face that we're dealing with. Now the next part is the preparation of the face. And the very first thing that we're going to do is apply a moisturizer, because if the face is dry and one applies makeup to it, the dryness will suck in the moisture from the makeup into itself, and you'll end up with a very dry, chalky look. Next, we're going to use a primer. A primer's goal is to fill in everything, any pore. You want to not just push it around, you actually want to press in. We're filling in, especially that mustache area. In the nose area, many people have large pores, so we want to fill that in. We also want to fill up in here, to the side. Okay, so we're under here, filling every spot. The next consideration is the beard. So you can see the beard coming through. We're going to use a beard neutralizer that we sell. Its function is just to take away the color of the beard. When we put the foundation on next, it won't bleed through. So I'm doing it the whole face just to keep it even, but the main area is going to be wherever that beard is going to show. I'm also going to do it up in here a little bit because he has heavy eyebrows. Now we need to even up the face, so we're going to use the foundation. The foundation will help a little bit. We're going to do the same thing in this area. We're going to pat it in, but we want to create an even colored canvas here. And you want to work way back here. We're going to be back there with some contouring later, so we want to make sure there's a foundation on it. Not too heavy. If you've got skin that needs to be really filled in a lot, then obviously you're going to use more. If you've got younger skin, you won't need as much. You just want to create a nice even look. In this area, I found that I can get rid of even more beard by one last mustache dab and under chin dab. Okay, I think we're pretty even on the color. Between the male and female, those eyes are the closest there are between male and female. Because they are the closest, after we've taped, you want that to be the part that brings all the attention to it. So right now we have an even look, so everything is forward. So that which we want to come out, we're going to do it in a lighter color, and that which we want to hide here, we want to push back. But we also want to direct the eye to something that's very feminine, and that's what we're going to do now with the eye makeup. And we're going to do that starting with the eyeliner. We're going to start in the inner, and we're going to come up, and we're going to bring it out just a little bit. So here we go. We're touching, and a little bit of smile. Next, using a palette of eye colors, you want 4 shades. So we're going to start with the darkest part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those lines that I just put into Bryce's face here, and I'm going to try to take it away the sharpness. So again, we're dealing with a shadow and not a sharp line. The next thing that's very important are false eyelashes. No matter how much we have out of our own eyelashes, we want to dominate. And when you look at an eyelash, don't be fooled by what you see. Half of this will disappear into the eye, and you only get half of the effect. So this looks like it's a huge eyelash, but it really isn't as large as one thinks. The next trick with eyelashes is to use your eyelash glue with a tiny layer across, keeping this so it won't dribble down. You can always tell the inside of an eyelash because it's the shorter edge. See how the shorter edge versus the long. Lay it as close to the eyelash and in, and just hold it there until it sets. You're looking good. So I'm going to take the second darkest color, and I'm going to do a very gentle right across. Not looking smudgy, just like it's a little shadow. To do it a little bit more dramatically, we're going to put a darker color. Keeping that smile. Okay, so we've created it. Very good. Now the next thing is the mascara, the hardest part. Because what we have to do, A, is blend the existing eye with the false eye. So I'm going to go from underneath, and I'm going to try to blend it up and in. It's going to take a few times. It's starting to blend. Same thing here. Now on the bottom, what we're going to do is we want to just scrape across to catch a little color. And we also want to, as we get the color on there, we also want to spread the lashes so they're not bunched up. Back to the eyes, eyelids. We're going to put another line there because that's easy. Okay, very nice. We need that to dry. What we're going to do is we're going back to our dark color. We're going over that just gently. And now we're going to do a V in from the side. We need to fill in the next color with the next darkest here, just right over the eye, where you can see the ball of the eye. Just fill it right in. Now we're going to blend the side so it won't be a harsh line. Bring that up. Now the next thing we're going to take is the lightest color. We want the eyes to pop out a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the very light color here, and we're going to start on the inside and come out like that and blend it out. And what this will do is make the eyes look bigger, so it's going to bring you right in like that. I'm going to dot it with the white powder, and I'm going to bring it out just a little bit on the top and just a little bit out. The next thing we're going to do is, see this area here that we've opened up? We're going to bring that out a little bit. So we do that by putting the white up in here and also blending it through. One last thing I would like to do, so it's not so hard, it's just a little blending it through so the color's not so, you don't see colors as much as you see shadows and shades. And those are the eyes. Now that we've done the eyes, we're now going to work on the lip area. The first thing you're going to need is to line the area to kind of define it. Remember, our goal is to try to make this area look a little bit closer together. So what we're going to try to do is bring that upper lip point from here up. Now the liner creates the shadow because you know where the edge is in anything because you see the shadow under it. So we're going to create a false shadow to create the look like the edge is in a different location. And then we're going to fill in the material below it, the regular lip with the lipstick. When you do the lips, it's really important that you start where the lip is. Now, since most shadow would be here, that's what gets the most. That's where the natural shadow would lie. Down. And now every time we've done it, now we're going to start expanding from the base up. Color inside, so we need to open up. Open. And when you do lipstick, I always find that you let the first one set and you do a second coat right above it. And top. Don't want to get it on the teeth. Okay, we'll do the second coat. A trick to make the bottom lip look even fuller is a light powder in the fleshy part. And fading it back as if there's the main part of the shadow where the lights are hitting. And sometimes right in here, as if you're catching some light there. Last thing to do is to make the lip, is to take your little brush and just come around the edges to make it look nice and smooth. But you'll see that we've now made this look a little bit closer here. And the last part that has to be done is to reshape the whole face with the contouring. So what we want to do is make this face look smaller here. We want these cheeks to come out. We want that to go back a little bit. We want this whole neck area to disappear. So we're going to use a contour. What we want to do is now we want to work on the neck by making the neck darken out and going way back, fading back. Also, we want the Adam's apple to fade back and out. Can't get rid of it, but we can make it just look as not prominent. We want to follow the muscles and the last refinement. Muscle here, muscle there, and that will make the powder go in and look more natural. Now we want the jaw area to disappear and to look closer here. So we're going to come down with that dark, and we want to make his chin less prominent, so we're creating the shadow, but we want to create more of a point here. So we're going to go over the brow area there, brow area there. Just let that fade back a little bit. We want to get this area under, see, there's the cheekbone. We want to get this area under the cheekbone darker. What we're going to try to do is make the nose look further back, thinner, and less prominent in this facial area. So I'm going to start under here with the darkest part, because that's where the shadow would be, the heaviest part of the shadow. Coming around. And when I bring this up, like a shadow, I don't want to just bring it heavy. I just want to bring it gently up, as if the edge of the shadow is coming up. And coming down, I'm going to bring that right up, follow the line of the eyebrow. Same here. The darkest is up here. We want to fade it in. Try to create a tiny ridge. First of all, there's the little turned up nose, because that's just going to pop right up there. See how that light that just became? And it's a little bubble nose. And then we're going to follow the line down as if it's much thinner. Okay, finally we're going to do the cheeks. I like to do a couple of colors. The more colors possible, the less it looks like you've got makeup on. The area between the dark and the dark, we'll put a middle color in between. And I need you to smile, because this is the whole thing, is to get this up. And then we're going to try to highlight those cheeks. The other thing is that because there's a depression here, we want to put a little light there to make that whole top ridge look a little flatter. All right, that's really good, but a tiny bit of white in here. I want to make it, I'm going to do more of a V. Put a little light here, so it's going to bring the attention up in here. Last thing is to blend all the colors together. First of all, a lot of work down in the neck, because right now that's real dark. We want to make that look more shadowy. Our first thing is to bring that down and then bring the dark back. Nose, we want to get that nose not to look like it's all colored. The wig is the final part. The wig is part of the makeup process. One more time, sorry. Pull it. And you pull it, you're in the front. There we go, let go. And it's designed to help go along with the makeup to do the following. To cover the male brow, and that's why the bangs are really important. To come around the side. So that's our transformation from Bryce to Brianna. And if you notice what we did, we made everything disappear here to bring out the female features forward, get rid of the male features, more female, bring this down, and use the wig to help. And there she is. And she's beautiful.
This was the transformation of Bryce. Hope you enjoy the video.